Hey guys, welcome back to the Crochet with Kelsey channel. Today is market day. I am going to Gillies in Dallas to do the Jingle Bash, and this is an event put on by Dallas Made, formerly known as Etsy Dallas, and they do a really good job of curating the show. I made exactly $671 in profit last year, so I'm hoping that we can beat that today. So let's go get to it. So we just finished setting up today, and I think this is the most inventory that I've ever had at a market. We have a ton of stuff, and I am super excited to see what sells. So let's take a look at my booth. I'm not sure if it's too cluttered or not, but y'all can be the judge of that. So we got the claw machine and the keychains, and then I didn't really know where to put that Totoro, so it's just kind of sitting there. We got all the finger puppets by the Crochet Carpenters patterns. We have some of our bigger items up here, including some of the Pokemon that didn't sell at my last Pokemon event. Here are my seasonal items. I didn't really make a lot. And then my little sploots, as well as Nick. And he was great helping me set up today. We tried something new this time, and we put the pegboard behind. As you can see, Nick wonderfully displaying. So I'm wondering if that's going to deter people from possibly getting stuff off of there, but it was kind of stressing me out whenever people were pulling stuff off of there last time. I have my sign, "Are you a crocheter?" Ask me about my patterns, so hopefully I can maybe get some new pattern customers. My dinosaurs don't really fit in here, but that's okay. And then I forgot my display that I usually use for my mystery boxes, but I think I made it work. I think that's gonna work out okay. And then over here we have some of our smaller items, some dragons, lots of dragons. And then here is something I'm trying out for the first time this year. It's the bargain bin. So here's the signage that I made for it. I'm really hoping that it works. These are just plushies that I've had for a really long time, and I kind of just want to get rid of them at this point so that I can kind of start over with some new inventory. A lot of these items I actually got from my storefront that failed miserably. And then over here we have a little stand. So there's the stand. I'm very happy with the amount of inventory that I have for this market, and I'm really hoping that I make a lot of money. So this is the last time you'll probably see it looking pretty before the wonderful customers come and start knocking stuff over. So in a little bit, whenever my friend gets here, I might walk around a little bit and I will show y'all some clips from the other vendors. So we have about an hour left of the market today, and it has significantly slowed down. So for this event, the first, I think 20 to 50 people that are lined up outside get a free bag. So a lot of people were here at the beginning of the day. I also found out that there are other events going on today as well. So that might be a reason that there's not a ton of people here right now, but yeah, right now it's kind of dead. But I did do a little bit of shopping, and the first shop that I showed earlier in detail was Cowboy Chloe macarons, and she sells the most amazing macarons that I've ever had in my entire life. They are amazing. I got a bunch of different flavors here. She has some different themes going on. So she has like a Labubu themed set of macarons, and then she has some K-pop Demon Hunter ones as well. So they're super cute. She has the best flavors ever. And if you're in the Dallas area, be sure to follow her on Instagram because she goes to a lot of events and you do not want to miss out on her delicious macarons. So the other shop that I was showing in detail is Adorable Arsenal, and I did buy something from there as well. I got a little goblin figurine. I just think he is the cutest ever. And another booth had one of those vending machines like you would get stickers out of, and I got 2 mini prints for $2. And they are absolutely adorable. So I'm very happy with the ones that I got. Although it has slowed down a little bit, I am very excited because I sold one of my more expensive items, Eden the Snuggle Dragon, and I was just very happy to be able to see that one go to a good home, and I'm hoping maybe I can sell another big item today. But I will take a video of my booth at the end of the market so that y'all can kind of see what sold, and then tomorrow I will do a recap showing y'all how much money I made and telling y'all everything that sold. So I did just go do one final lap, and I found a mug that I really like from Monochrome Ceramics, and the market has like 10 minutes left, so I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all what I have left at my booth. So as you can see, not a lot of the larger items sold. I did sell a good bit of my smaller items. The bargain bin, honestly, I think was a hit. I think people were kind of drawn here if they were looking for, you know, some Christmas gifts. And I also did sell my Eden Dragon that was over there. I didn't sell a single mystery box item, which was kind of insane because those are usually my best sellers, but I will go into the full recap tomorrow. So the market is now over, and I do want to say that it wasn't as busy as it was the previous year. I feel like there were a lot of people consistently coming throughout the day last year, and this year it wasn't as great, but I'm still happy with the results of it, which we will go into in just a second. But I think a couple of factors that could have played a part in it not being as busy is that the organization that puts the event on used to be called Etsy Dallas, and now they're rebranded as Dallas Made. So I'm thinking people might not have recognized that the event was the same event that Etsy Dallas used to put on. So hopefully, like in the next few years, it'll be able to gain its credibility back if that was the issue under this new name. But there was also a few other events going on the same day. I know there was another like handmade market going on, as well as a big food festival. So that could have also played into it. But besides that, the weather was nice. But yeah, around like 2 o'clock, there was barely people coming in. And it was kind of just vendors walking around at that point. So not sure what's up with that, but it's okay. It was still a good day. It was fun to see some of my vendor friends and to buy some little goodies for myself. So let's go ahead and get into what all sold and how much money I made. So the first hour or so was pretty consistent with people coming to the booth. The very first thing I sold was a little dragon from Avalon Crochet's pattern that I actually prepped last minute, so I'm super happy that that ended up selling. I sold that for $12. I sold a yellow golden retriever from Pocket Full of Posies pattern for $25. I sold a little Gengar from The Girl Who Knots for $20. Then I sold a little Pikachu like this from Beck Made Studio, and I sold that for $12. I then sold a little bunny and a little cat for $15. And then I sold an Eevee like this, also from Beck Made Studio, for $12. I ended up selling all 3 of these that I had brought, so I'm very glad that I prepped them last minute. I actually prepped them so last minute that it wasn't even in my market prep video because I literally did it the night before. So glad all of those sold. And then I sold one claw machine item. They got a little octopus out of it, but I was really shocked at how little people had interest in the claw machine because that's usually one of my best sellers, and I literally only had one play. So that was interesting. And I'm wondering if maybe the claw machine might be dying out. I hope not, because people really seem to like it, but we will see. I then sold a loaf cat, a fox, a little chicken, little mini chicken, a larger dragon that was in the bargain bin, as well as a little $10 blueberry, an $8 bear keychain, another one of the dragons that I prepped last minute for Avalon Crochets, a little radish from my $10 bin, a little seal keychain, a Stitchkin octopus from the Crochet Carpenters pattern. The lady that bought that actually has an octopus collection, so I thought that was really cool, and I was like showing her all the different octopi at my booth, and she ended up going with the Stitchkin. I then sold Mini Loaf Cat. I sold one of my Demogorgons, and the light gray one was actually the one that sold, so I still have the tan one, so Nick won the $5 bet if you watched my market prep video. I then sold 2 keychains, a chick and an octopus, and then I sold a little mud kip and a Psyduck. It was funny because these 2 people came up and they were shopping for, I think, a niece or something, and they had 2 nieces, and they were asking me if I had any Pokemon. I knew they meant Pokemon, so I pointed out all of the Pokemon at my booth, and it was actually kind of funny because I have this like Spiel plushie that I'm sure you have seen in a previous video, and he was like, "Oh, that's a Pokemon? That one's ugly." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." It's kind of funny though, but it's like, yeah, walk away from my booth before you say that. But anyway, they were trying to find 2 Pokemon that were around the same price and size, because apparently the 2 girls would be upset if they got something different. So they ended up getting a Mudkip and a Psyduck, and if you know Pokemon, you'll think this is kind of funny. So they were asking, like, are these cool ones? Are they gonna be upset when they get them? And I was like, well, I think Mudkip's a cool one. That's a pretty popular one. It's a starter. And Psyduck he's cool in his own unique way. He's cool in like a weird way. And they were just like, okay, we'll take them. So I like didn't really know how to describe that. I was like, he's a main character in the shows, but you know, he's not the best, most powerful Pokemon. So they were happy enough with that. So 2 nieces somewhere are getting some Pokemon for Christmas. And then I sold the Gizmo the Goblin made out of toucan Hobie yarn for $30. He was in my bargain bin. I've literally had him for so long, and I just kind of wanted to put him in the bargain bin to hopefully give him a new home. I also sold one of my more expensive items. I sold my Eden the Snuggle Dragon, and I was very happy to have sold a more expensive item considering the market was a little bit slower. But the person who bought it absolutely loved it, and they kept coming back to my booth a few times and saying, oh, do I really need that? Eventually they decided to get it, so that was nice. So I paid for this market like so long ago, it doesn't even seem like I really paid for it in a way. Does that ever happen, you know, whenever you pay for something so far in advance that whenever the time rolls around, you're like, oh, it's free, you know, already paid so long ago. Anyway, I paid $200 for this booth, and I made a total of $535. So $535 minus the $200 booth fee is $335. So overall, wasn't the best market, wasn't the worst. I'm still glad that I was able to move some of my inventory, and I still will continue to do this event. I really like the location of it. I love how easy the load in and load out is, and I'm hoping that it will be a little busier next year, hopefully marketed a little bit better, and let me know in the comments if you think it was worth it. Thank you guys for joining me on my market journey. I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will have more content coming soon. Next week, I think I'm planning on doing a winter free pattern roundup to kind of show off some free patterns that I've seen that are winter themed. And then the week after that, I will be doing a vlog about my first pop-up experience. So I'm really excited to see how it goes. It's free to go there, so there's really nothing to lose, and it is a shorter event, so I'm excited about that, and I will see you guys in those videos. See you next time.